Hey, Boss Dragon Metals here. Today I am testing a Attiny Atmel microchip programmer. I know, that was a mouthful. So there's the programmer, what I will be testing. Looks pretty nice. Nice green board, very simple. Got a variety of Attiny chip slots there for the 8, 14 and 20 pin. Now these are the Attiny chips, which I have been programming using this. Yes, I know. Very analog and extremely wiry ISP in-circuit programmer. I even had to source a capacitor there out of a bunch of tens of thousands of other capacitors, so that wasn't a very fun search. In order to find the correct 22 UFarad value of capacitance. And there's the programmer. This USB actually only supplies power. As you can see, there is no FTDI chip. That is this thing there, that Atmel chip there, for the USB interface. There isn't one on these, so it actually only supplies power and has to be programmed via this complex looking wiry arrangement. So it should be quite nice to have that. Lots of projects that can be made with Attiny, like a rubber ducky, which is a USB hacker for extracting things like passwords or unlocking screens. Ooh, try and get my phone stand at a nice angle there. Down. There we go, on the screen in there as well. Look at that for a USB. That is what these use, programming USBs. Ooh, squeaky. So these shields for the Arduino Unos. This is actually the first one I ever bought, which was 15 years ago or something. Busy just keeping busy lately. Don't have to concentrate on thinking. It's bad, thinking is bad. So look at the size of that capacitor, it's minuscule. So these chips, these Atmel chips, currently loaded with the blink sketch, which is not what I want. I want them to have the fade sketch, which will look much more interactive and funky, especially with this shield, I suspect. So just take that chip out carefully and place it within the dip slot. I have to bend the legs very slightly to get them in there. There we go. So the chip is in place. Programming time. Plug it in and turn it on. There's a white LED on it. Look at that. And as you can see, it's loaded with the blink sketch at the moment, which I programmed using this wiry arrangement, which just wasn't doing it for me, because I need to program many of these as not just USB hackers. You can make cryptocurrency mining farms from these chips by linking them all together and slaving them to a ESP Wi-Fi module, which is basically what it sounds like. Just makes your own Wi-Fi, so you farm using the crystals inside these to mine hashes for cryptocurrency, and you can make other things from them, like thermins or temperature loggers, or miniaturize most projects like garden controllers for a watering mechanism, for example. Anyway, when I upload the sketch, this is the one that's being used at the moment, which is the blink sketch, standard blink sketch. Here, I'm going to try and detach my phone. Well, turning it off, so I can show that. There's the standard blink sketch that is loaded on the chip at the moment, on that very nice board there. And this is the fade sketch, which uses pulse width modulation. That's what PWM stands for. Now most of the pins on the Attiny are analog pins, not digital ones. In other words, they put out a set value, not a digital value. So So any number between 0 and 1024. Or 1023, since the last one wouldn't be used, since that's what it started with. Yeah, I know, all very confusing math stuff. Now, pin 0, as it's set to pin 9, which is the pin for the Arduino, but we're not using that, we're using a Attiny chip there. So, let's program that with the fade sketch. Hopefully it'll upload using the programmer, and it'll start fading in and out in a nice funky pretty sort of way, hopefully. Close that, upload. The sketch is compiling, so it says here. Take a minute. This will flash rapidly when the code's accepted. Uploading, flashing rapidly. And there we go. Wow, look at that. That's fading alright. It's quite rapid though, compared to what I thought it would be. How bright, how many points it's faded by. Let's increase the delay. See if that has much effect. That's really rapid image. Wow, look at that. It's going like super rapid there. That's a bit better. Let's try 1 second. Actually, no, that's 100 milliseconds. Just 0.1. So, let's see. Well, that's better. Much more smooth. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that, very pretty firefly type effect. So the code is actually in this chip now. This little chip is controlling this LED here on pin 1. So I guess the shield works. Cool. And that will aid my other projects with this Attiny. And it's much easier than these nasty ISP programmers, which I wish I never bought 2 of, even though they were extremely cheap. I suppose they could be useful for other projects. Could probably make a pocket theremin or some such out of them. Covered in soldering burns. Ouch. Well, there's the fade sketch, the code for it. Let me just scroll down, up and down. You can see the whole code block. That's all of it, just in case you want to copy it down. It's manually inputted in a different programming engine other than the Arduino IDE. So, close that, save changes, new. Well, see you next time.